There's a 100-mile strip along southern Oman and a few miles into Yemen where during the monsoon season the rains coax life back and it becomes this green, fertile place. And so it could be anywhere along there. They probably camped near some kind of an inlet, or at least they moved there when Nephi begins to build his boat, because he needs a place where he has water, where he can move his ship into the water once he builds it. And there are a dozen inlet bays along that coast that would work. Once again, their Latter-day Saints have their favorites. Has to be here because of this. Has to be there because of that. But the territory, how would Joseph Smith know this? I mean, my gosh. There's no way that he could have known that there was this strip of vegetation along the south coast of Arabia where fresh water comes out either from springs or from other sources and would sustain life, would allow them to hunt. I talked to a friend when we were filming there at one time about bees. Oh, he said, yeah, just look up there. He points up to these, that once again the surface of the earth is limestone like in Jerusalem. So they're natural caves. And he said as kids, they would look at these black holes in the side of the cliff. And if they saw a beagle in there, they knew it was a place that had honey. So they had to figure out a way either to climb up or to propel down. And he said at one time he had 100 stings on his body from going after honey in those places. But that's one more little piece in Nephi's story that we can now confirm. It has to be a place of timbers. There are timbers there. It has to be a place where they can get food. There's a whole ocean out there. The Indian Ocean is right out there in front of them for fish and so on. And there's game in the hills. BYU geologists went to southern Oman, looked around for iron ore. They found it out on the east end of this band of vegetation and also on the west end of this band of vegetation. They found deposits. Wherever Nephi went, he didn't have to go far. Wherever they were camped along that coastline, he didn't have to go far to find a deposit of iron ore. If he went after copper, that's a very different thing. He has 1,000 miles of desert to cross to reach the what we call the Persian Gulf. Copper was mined near the Persian Gulf. There's no copper on the Indian Ocean coast. It was iron. So that's what he gets for his tools. The mountains there rise to 5,000 feet. It's like they come right up out of the water into peaks. And so that whole coast, there are places, of course, where there's maritime plain that extend back 20 miles from the coastline. But in other places, the mountains come right up out of the sea. So to find a mountain to go pray to the Lord isn't a problem. Lehi's Bountiful sits on that south coast of Arabia, and that's the only place that works. If you go farther east, it's just rock and sand. If you go farther west, out of this band, the same thing. In Yemen, it's rock and sand. Mountainous, yes. Lovely, yes. But nothing to eat. Nothing to sustain animal life either.